Alright guys, it's time to talk about Pi Network on the channel for the first time, at least when we're talking about technical analysis. Now I have talked about Pi Network in a couple of shorts, I believe. But yeah guys, this is one that I actually had the app for, and I mined the crap out of this for about 2 or 3 years, guys. I had thousands of Pi, and when it came to the point that, they launched their main net, guys, I couldn't get my Pi. So this, made me very bearish on it. I just left it behind. I figured, well, hell with it, and I deleted the app. And I don't know if you guys have the same troubles as I did. Maybe it was like about, 3, 4, 5 months ago or something like this when they launched this main net. I think it was, I saw something on X here. I think it was about 100 days ago, guys. Here, yeah, it's talking about the first 100 days on June 20th. So, yeah, if we're talking about, this, it was about, 3.5 months ago when they launched. And, yeah, I don't think anybody got their Pi off the network. Now, that's unfortunate because it would have been a lot of money. And, anyways, it looks like it wasn't so free as everybody thought. And anyways, let's look at this in more detail. Now, like I said, I do not really believe in this coin, but we do need to take a look at this. Now, it is coming up to some resistances here, guys. Basically, these resistances are at, 63.3 up to about 64.6. There's 3 weekly resistances here. So this is basically, let's just say, a 1.3 cent zone of resistance. I don't think it's going to be very easy to push through this, but once it pushes through, guys, it's going up to about 73.8 cents. Now, let's take a look at the volume. That will tell also the story here a little bit better. And let's put this on a weekly time frame, and let's kind of zoom out as well, and let's see what we get, guys. Now, if we're looking at this, we are actually right at the point of control, guys. So the point of control is just slightly above us. This is this red number over here, 63.76 cents, and we are at 63.28. So this is why it's having a little bit difficulty right now trying to get through this zone. And yeah, but once it gets above, let's see, 70, let's just say 71, 72 cents, the volume really drops after that. And this candle, the next candle here is only about, 2/3 of this big candle that we're in right now, the largest of all that we see here. And then, it just drops off, and, we really will have a nice ride up to probably about $1.27. And then there will be a little bit of a road bump, we can say, before it just, drops off once again. Now, looking at the Bollinger Bands, guys, you can see that this is pretty much as narrow as it's ever been, except for this point over here, guys. Now, let me zoom in just so you can see this. And, yeah, you can see it basically got a pop to the upside on the daily time frame Bollinger Bands. And, it's not really pinching in. It's actually kind of going flat, I would say, basically on the upside and the downside of these blue lines. But yeah, it can easily come in and pinch, and then you get more of a pop here. So let's see what happens. But yeah, this is pretty narrow, I would say, but it's still maybe about 20 or 25% wider than this point over here, I would say, too. Now, looking at the RSI and the stochastic, guys, you can see that on the daily time frame, this is actually pretty heavily pointed to the upside on the RSI and stoch. Just about to get a little bit overheated here on the stochastic. Now, the RSI does have a lot of room that it can still run. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame real quick. It is actually flirting with being overheated, but it is in the overheated territory, but looks like it wants to come down. Also a little bit flirting with being, overheated and not overheated here too. So they're both basically in the same area and coming down, but it looks like they're just slowly sloping down on the 4-hour time frame. 1 hour actually is pretty oversold here on the stochastic, probably about to get a bounce here. But the RSI is slightly turned down, so kind of a mixed signal right there, guys. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame real quick. Now, this is also turned to the downside. It's not really overheated. It's kind of in the neutral territory still, but also the RSI is doing pretty much the same thing. So in my opinion, guys, from what I see here, probably going to get more of a cool down for Pi Network here, in the short term, but the long term still looks pretty good. You can see this 15-minute candle is getting a little bit red, but yeah, the high today was pretty much up here at 66 cents, and it's already cooled down about 4 cents. So yeah, maybe 61.55 will be that support. Just have to wait and see, but yeah, this could very well support the price, I do believe. Now jumping over to the MACD on the daily time frame, guys, this isn't as high as it's ever been. It's still actually below the neutral territory of 0, and it's been as high as about 0.0, let's just say 0.1 basically, up here, and that was in May of 2025. It had a lot of red candles since then, guys, but if we zoom in, you can see it is actually starting to print the first green candle in a long time. So it has very long periods basically, but there's only a few periods here. I mean, you have this short red period, then you get a long green period, long red period. Now will it start a long green period or what? So yeah, it's not that old of a coin though, so we don't have a lot of history to go off of, but yeah, this actually looks a little bit promising now. Now, taking a look at the tokenomics, guys, of Pi Network, there's a circulating supply of about 7.5 billion. Now, the total supply, it says, is 11.6 billion, basically, which has been created. Now, I don't know if that includes all the Pi that was mined by everybody across the world, because I had several thousand. So, and I know there was a lot of people mining Pi. There was people not even in crypto that I knew that were mining Pi, just because someone had told them it was free, and one day they would be able to take it off the exchange or whatever and sell it or whatever, guys. And yeah, that never came to fruition, it looks like, for most people, if anyone. If you actually got it off your app, let me know, guys, because I never did. Now, the max supply is 100 billion, so keep that in mind as well. The all-time high was about $3, guys, so you're getting about a 79% discount at the moment, and the all-time low was about 3 months ago. And yeah, I mean, at this point, guys, in my opinion, I just don't think Pi Network is that great of a project, and it could be a scam. There's a lot of evidence that points towards this being a possible scam, but it's totally up to you to do your homework on this. I can show you what ChatGPT actually told me about Pi Network in a minute, but yeah, I mean, if you did pick it up down here at 40 cents, guys, you're about, what, 54% up at the moment, so not too bad. But yeah, if I were you, I'd probably start, getting out of this one if I bought it down here, and just look for better projects, honestly. Now, I've asked ChatGPT basically if Pi Network was a scam, as you see here, guys. So it's basically a mixed bag. There's some serious red flags and criticisms worth considering, guys. Now, there's been some accusations by industry figures like Bybit's leader here. He's called it a scam. And critics liken its heavy mining model, referral-heavy mining model, actually, because you have to refer people, to some pyramid scheme, basically, rather than true decentralized blockchain mining. Now, there's a lack of transparency and centralization, as it says here. I'm not going to read this all, but you can pause the video and look. There's some economic and privacy red flags, so yeah, you can read this as well. And there's warnings from the community, guys. So anyways, it basically, verdict, scam or legit, it's not an outright declared scam. But there's several red flags, like I just mentioned. The final take is basically it's not proven to be a scam yet, and it says treat it as a high-risk experiment. So, if you're in this crypto, I'm not saying you're going to get all your money stolen or whatever, but you have to be careful, guys, because it could really happen, and it's happened before. Terra Luna was a big example. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, guys, please check out some of the bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below. I do have partnerships with Bybit, Bitget, MEXC, BingX, Bitrue, BTSE, BitUnix, WeX, Blowfin, BTCC, and you can check out Moodix here, guys. And there is a free 7-day trial, and you can also follow me on X, guys, at CryptoTim49. Now, looking quickly at Bitcoin, guys, you can see it has gotten a bit of a push today. It's gotten a nice little green candle, a little bit bigger than yesterday, actually. And it is pushing up against the, what is this, 107,758 resistance on the daily time frame. Now, it's already pushed through 3 resistances today. So, let's see. I would call it a win even if it closed basically at 107,249 or just under it. But right now it is above that. So if it can close a candle above that in the next few hours, great. If it can get even above the 107,758, that's really a huge win, guys, because we don't have that many resistances above us at this moment. And basically, you know, the last resistance that we really need to get over is 111,865, and then we're off to the races once again, guys. Now, taking a look at Ethereum, guys, it is having more trouble today than Bitcoin. It is trying to get back into this flag. And as I said, guys, it's not going to be that easy to break back into the flag. So I think I said this yesterday or maybe the day before, but yeah, I did say this. But anyways, it did attempt this today. If I zoom in, you'll see that there is a tiny wick there. The more we hit this line here, the weaker it's going to become, guys. So if we don't, you know, get above it today, okay, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. We still have a couple more days in this trading week. So the next resistance after that will be 25.06. Now that's also going to be a little bit difficult to get above because this was support for so long, guys. You can see how many times this supported us. So that is going to be a tough resistance. Also 25.52 is going to be a little bit tough. You can see there's many wicks here trying to get through. Now it did get through many times, but many times it was rejected. So this is going to be kind of like a $50 zone of resistance. Now looking at the total market cap, guys, we are still kind of just hanging around what we were yesterday. 1.12 trillion, still trying to get above the 1.14 trillion at the moment. Now, taking a look at the dominance, guys, you can still see this is still very high. And this is that 3-year trend line or 2.5-year trend line, something like that. But we are still up here at cycle highs, basically. Now, if I zoom in, you can see we've gotten a nice green candle today. It's not so nice if you're an altcoin holder, though. But like I said, guys, every time we start to get that push down, we get, you know, that pump up. So, like I said, it's not over until we basically break below 64.33 here. We get below this trend line here, and we get below 60.46. Then I will start to declare that we have won this war. Now looking at the alt season index, guys, basically we're at a 12 right now, and that's because that dominance is pushing up, so not too good. Liquidation heat map still fairly low, 200 million, so it's come down a lot in the last couple of days. Now the fear and greed is a 48 right now. Yesterday was a 47, and it says last week was a 48, so we're kind of just hanging around this area right now. Now the bull market peak indicators. I know the dominance is going up. Let's see if this refreshes. And it still says 0 from 30, and that shows, you know, the dominance down here just below 65. This will probably hit, though, but I don't think that's a great indicator in my opinion. Now, the best indicator, in my opinion, will be this Pi Cycle Top indicator, and if we zoom in, guys, it's still very, very far from, you know, crossing. So it's still probably got several months before it crosses. Now tomorrow we do have some economic data coming out. We got jobless claims, we got durable goods orders, we got core PCE prices Q1, we got GDP tomorrow, and we do have a couple of speakers tomorrow from the Fed and FOMC, so get ready for that. They could say some things that are quite bullish for the market. Now, looking at the FedWatch tools, guys, this is actually 2 or 3% higher for a cut, so that is actually good, looking better on our end. Now, U.S. inflation index is slightly higher today. It's 2.18. Yesterday, I think, was 2.16, so keep that in mind. Now, Crypto bubbles, guys, not looking too good today. Few things are. Pi, of course, Syrup, BCH. Now, if you want to stake your coins, guys, go to Coinondo. Check out the deals there. And anyways, guys, I'm out of time. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.